Hello everybody, welcome back to my Unity tutorials on how to make a clicker/idle game. My name is Teeler, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a save and load system within your game so you can save your progress as you're playing. If you didn't see the last episode, we added sounds to our buttons. If you want to go check that out, you can just hit back on the previous video. But anyway, let's just get right into it. So first off, we're going to make a separate script for the loading and saving today. So what we're going to do is go into our scripts folder, go to create, C# script, and we're just going to name this save load or something. Save load. Yeah, there we go. So once your assemblies and everything load, just open that up in Visual Studio. So now we have our save load here. What we're going to do is we don't need the update. We can get rid of that. All we need is a start, and we're going to make another function for saving. So basically our loading is going to be done in the start. So as soon as the game starts, it'll load the save properties. But then we're going to make another function, and we're going to name it I don't know, save profile, I guess. So we're just going to do public void save profile, just like that. And we're just going to leave that for now. But what we want to do is open our game manager script. And so we're going to need to find out what variables we want to save, right? So instead of setting these things here manually within the script when the game starts, we're going to load it from what we have saved. So what we want to do is we need to take certain variables. So we want to have, let's just test this real quick. Okay, so what we want is we need to keep our score, obviously. We want to keep our level and our XP. I think that's about it, really. We'll figure it out. Let's see. We might need to keep the... Okay, yeah, we're going to have to save a few extra variables, like the costs of our current upgrades and stuff like that. So what we're going to do first is, since we know some of the basics, we're just going to go with the score for now. So what we're going to do is we got float score here, so it's default at nothing, I think. So what we're going to do is in our save profile, we're going to be using player preferences for this. There are better ways of saving information. Like if you have a lot of information that you want to save, maybe player prefs isn't the best idea. You would want to maybe write your settings to a text file and then read the text file and get the variables from that. But for this type of a small game, we can use player prefs. It shouldn't be a problem. So for save profile, what we're going to do is we're going to do player prefs dot set float. Actually, no, we're going to do set int because our score is an integer anyway, I'm pretty sure. Is it? Okay, no, our score is a float, so we need to do set float. Player prefs dot set float, and then we want to name the float, so we're just going to name this score. And then comma, and we're going to set the value of what we want it to save. So the value will be the value will be the game manager script's value that it has stored, right? So we need to reference our game manager script. So what we can do with that is we have our game manager here. So let's just put the save load onto our game manager. So now we have our game manager script and save load script. So now that they're both on the same object, we can just reference the script from itself. So in here we can do get component, these like sharp brackets, I'm not sure what they're called. Use those. We're going to do game manager script dot score, just like that. So what this is going to do is every time save profile is called, it's going to set a float of score, the name score, in the player preferences, and it's going to be set as the score number that's on our script, our game manager script. So as our game manager script changes, it will change the score in here, and then when we save, it'll take that score and save it. So we can just test this right now, actually. So hit save on that, and let's just reference our save load here somewhere. So let's just make it so every time we click our main button, it will save our score. So all we have to do that is get component brackets save load, two brackets, dot save profile, which is the method we just made. And we can save that. And so now if we hop into our Unity, we hit play. So every time we click this button now, our main button, it should save our score. So we can go up so far, say 17, and then stop. And then if we were to load it again, it should say 17. And it didn't. That's odd. Oh, okay. I think I know why. So in our game manager script, okay, yeah, we hit save, but we didn't hit the load. That makes sense. In our start here, we want to do player prefs dot get float. Okay, actually, I'm skipping ahead a little bit. What we need to do is we can actually erase this start, I think. Oh, that's fine, but we'll keep it. We'll keep it. So what we're going to do is we're going to reference the game manager script again. So get component game manager script. We're going to set the score. So the score value, the score value in the game manager script, and we're going to make that equal to player get float, and then we use the same name that we saved it as, which is score. Then if it doesn't exist, the default value will be 0. So on start, it'll load the score. Now we can test it. But you can see we already have a score of 3 apparently. So we can just bring this up to like 16, stop, play it again, and we're at 16. So that should work for anything that you want to save, okay? So, but right now, if we buy upgrades, our upgrades don't save. Like so. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do our level 2 actually. So what we're gonna do for that is we have our level here somewhere. Okay, yeah, so we have player level, player XP, and player needed XP. So we need to save the 3 of these. So int player level, we're gonna do player prefs dot set int player level, and that's going to be equal to get component game manager script dot player level. So that will set our variable to player level, and then we need to basically just do the opposite of this in the start. So just take the player level and set it to player prefs dot get int, which will be player level. Okay, and then so we need to do the same thing for XP and needed XP. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. And I also forgot to set the default value for these. So for player level, if level doesn't exist, if there's no game save, the default will be 0. I think. What is the default that we have set over here? Okay, we have 1 set actually. So let's just player level to 1 default, and then for player XP default will be 0. Okay. Now that those are finished, what we need to do is save the variables for our costs and our upgrade levels. So we've got upgrade 1 cost, 1 level, 2 cost, 2 level, 3, and so on. We need to save all those so that when we load the game, it knows the progress that you have. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to quickly go through the first one here, and then you can kind of just guide yourself off of the first one. It's all just kind of rinse and repeat. So for the upgrade 1 cost, player prefs dot set is an int. Yeah, these are integers. So set int upgrade 1 cost, and this will be set to get component game manager script upgrade 1 cost. And just do the same thing for the level. Upgrade 1 level will be equal to upgrade 1 level in the game manager script. Then we want to just take these and then bring them up here. So upgrade 1 cost will equal to player prefs dot get int upgrade 1 cost. And then the default, we have the defaults are set over here. So by default, upgrade 1 cost should be 25. Then do the same for the level. Copy and paste that. Level, I think, starts off at 0. Yeah. So we just keep that the way it is, and then change these to level. And we're done that. So that's for upgrade 1. I'm just going to quickly go through and do 2 and 3 as well. Okay. So we can save that now. So we've got the upgrade 1, 2, and 3 levels and costs saved, and we have the player level and XP saved, and our score saved. So the only thing that's left, I believe, is the idle upgrade and the upgrade 1 amount. Okay, so we have the upgrade amounts and we have the idle upgrade that we need to finish. Let's do the upgrade amounts first. So I'm just going to space these out so we can see 1, 2, and 3. So up here, actually no, we'll do that here first. So we want to set the upgrade 1 amount, so how much you're getting per click, which would be an integer. So player prefs dot set int upgrade 1 amount, and that will be equal to get component game manager script dot upgrade 1 amount. And we can just copy this and do the same thing for 2 and 3. Just change the numbers. And then we need to add the code to get that amount. So get component game manager script dot upgrade 1 amount equals player prefs dot get int, and then we can just copy this to make sure we have the same name, which will be upgrade 1 amount. And we just copy this, paste it for 2 and 3, and change the numbers like so. So now upgrades 1, 2, and 3 should now be finished. We've got the cost, the level, and the amounts finished for all of those. I forgot to change the default values though. So upgrade 2 cost by default is 100. And the upgrade 3 cost by default is 250. So just make sure you set the default values there. So if they don't exist, it'll be the proper amount. And so same with the upgrade 1 amounts and stuff. So 1, 10, and 25 are the amounts. So 1, 10, and 25. Okay, so that's finished. Now we can just quickly go to the idle upgrade and do that one. So we need idle 1 upgrade amount, cost, and level. So let's do cost first. Just keep these in order. So that'll be get component, game manager script, dot idle upgrade cost equals player prefs dot that's a float, I believe, right? The cost, or is it an int? Idle 1 upgrade cost is an integer. Okay, and it's 100. So get int idle 1 upgrade cost and default 10. Oh, 100. Sorry. Okay. Then we need to do the level. So we'll do idle 1 upgrade level will be equal to idle 1 upgrade level in our player prefs, and default will be 0. And then we have idle 1 upgrade amount. Okay, so we've got idle upgrade 1 level. Spelt it wrong, that's all. Idle upgrade 1 level. Like that. And then we can just copy this. Just make this idle 1 upgrade amount. And the default value for that is 0. But we need to make sure this is a float, not an integer. Okay, so now that we got those finished, those will get the player preferences and set the costs and everything for the idle upgrade, but we didn't do the setting yet for saving. So underneath these, we're gonna do player prefs dot set int. I'm just gonna copy the names so make sure they're accurate. Idle 1 upgrade cost, and that will be equal to get component game manager script dot idle 1 upgrade cost. We can just copy and paste this. Do idle upgrade 1 level equals idle upgrade 1 level. And then idle 1 upgrade amount will be equal to idle 1 upgrade amount. Oh, yeah, make sure this is a float, not an integer. Okay, so I believe that would be everything that we need right now. I think. Let's just test it. We'll save these scripts here now and go back to Unity. So we hit play. And so our script saved that we had 36 or whatever, that's fine. But just for testing purposes, we can see our level is going up. We can buy 1 upgrade here so far. So we've got 2 upgrades bought. Our level 1 is about a quarter away, and we've got 4 score. Let's just test this by closing it out and loading it again. So now we can see it saved our level progress, and it saved that we have 2 levels bought, except it didn't change the text. So let's just quickly go over that. We've got upgraded 1 levels, 3 level. Oh, okay, yeah, no. that was a mistake on my part. It did save, yeah, because it starts at 0 and we bought 1 of them. That was 2. Oh, but it also, okay, so I forgot to mention, yeah, so you have to click this if you want it to save, because this is the function that we put the save on. So if we buy this, it won't save until we click this, right? And the other thing I noticed is that it didn't save the amount per click, the click amount right here. So we need to add a save function for that as well. So let's do player prefs, whoops, dot set int click amount, and that will be equal to get component game manager script dot click amount. Oh, okay, that's a private. We gotta make sure that's public. If you want to access it from another script, it has to be public. Public click amount. There we go. And then we need to load it. So get component game manager script dot click amount equals to player prefs dot get int click amount, and the default is 1. So we can save that. I think that's it. Let's test it out. Actually, before we test it out, I'm going to add the save function onto multiple buttons. So no matter what button you press, it will save your stats. And to do that, it's fairly simple. We already have the function here put in a main button press, so we can just copy this and just paste it in every other button press. So we can upgrade 1 by, 2 by, 3 by, and idle upgrade by. So anytime we click any of our buttons, it will now save progress. We can just go back here now. And so it is a little bit bugged right now because it's saved without saving the per click, because we just fixed that. So what we can do actually is I'm just going to make a little debug button, which will clear our stats. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, in our start function right here, I'm going to put player prefs dot delete all. This is a function. So when we start our game, it will erase all of our stats, and then we can start fresh. We're going to delete this right after we test. Okay, so that didn't work. I think I know why, though. We need to do it in our save load, actually. So at the end of start, put player prefs dot delete all. Okay, there we go. So our stats are now cleared. So if we were to click these buttons and then buy an upgrade, it will save because we have the save function put onto this click as well. So we don't have to go back and click this in order for it to save. So now it should save our level, our score, the price of the upgrade, the level of the upgrade, and how much we're getting per click. So we can just test that by closing it. We want to come back here and delete that little line so it actually does save. And then load back up. And we can see we still have 2 per click. Our score is 1, price is 50, level 1, and we're about a quarter way up. So that's pretty much how you make a save function in a clicker game. So now we're level 2. We got 100 score. Let's just go back. There we go. So we're level 2. And we're priced at 100, level 3 on the upgrade, 4 per click, and score 100. So yeah, I hope that wasn't too much. Um, that's the easiest way to do it. There are other ways which are more safe. I guess because this saves it to player press, which is, it generates a key in your registry, and that's where your values are saved. So it's pretty easy to hack into that if you knew what you were doing. But for small games like this and simple things, it's not that big of a deal. But if you wanted to learn how to do things a little bit more complex and save it to a text file, and maybe make a checksum and everything to make sure that the file isn't edited and whatnot like that, you can add like a fail safe so that if it's tampered with, it will delete itself, kind of thing, and then you'll have to start fresh. But you can just let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Hit subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time.